Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Harmony. I'm a twin flame expert helping twin flames around the globe face fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Welcome to my weekly glow show. Today I'm going to give an energy update based on the premises of the new moon in Virgo coming on 9/9 of a 9-year, so that is a 999 moon. What that really represents, 9 is a feminine power. 9 is expansive. 9 is being able to be expressive and bringing in that goddess energy that we've been hearing about for so long. And so when we've had these past planets that have been in retrograde and the past 3 eclipses and all of this deep work that people are talking about is going into the deep shadows within yourself to do that shadow work in preparation of basically creating the death of your old self, the death of your old ways, and now being able to align with the new identity, the new ways, and being asked to template it and to be shifted into a combination of relationship harmony with self, but also a relationship harmony with beloved. And I'm seeing this all the way around. So I want to share with you kind of like what I'm seeing in that pattern of the energy over the last week and how it relates to even unions and reunions, union of self and reunion with beloved. But let's talk about first a couple things that I'm really seeing coming out of this energy that's leading up to this new moon on 9/9. First of all, too, Virgos are, they get it done. They pay attention to details. So it's like we're dotting I's and crossing T's in this new energy to bring into form our new, as I mentioned, identity, our new mission, our new self, and bring things into form. And we're doing it. And it's happening whether you realize it or not. Because what I'm really seeing a lot of this week too is in this, people are feeling like, oh my God, I am going backwards. I can't even see what's happening, but this is so deep and it's so, I can't even put my finger on what it is. And this is why, because we're expanding and blossoming that is here coming with this new energy, your new self. But like the lotus flower into blossoming, it's the root work, and in the root, it takes place in the mud. And there is no clarity about that, and you can't see what's happening. You can't see what's going on. But it is already done. The flower is already like ready to immerse, basically. But what we are doing here, what has to be learned here, is there needs to be a sense of surrender, letting go, and stop fighting the blossom. And this is where people are fighting this because they feel like they're stuck in a rut. They're stuck in a mud. They're going in circles. And it's about surrendering to 2 of the things I was about ready to say that I'm seeing usually in this, and that is vulnerability and honoring the inner child. So many people are feeling in this expression and expansion of their feminine side. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female here. We're talking about it's feminine healing, feminine expression, feminine expansion. And the gender doesn't matter because this is happening to everyone. Because this is that restoration of the feminine empowerment that we need to heal. And so the vulnerability is kicking in. And it's creating emotions and the emotional expansion of feelings that make you feel weak, make you feel like you want to hide, or you're in a place, you're put in a position to be around people, and especially a lot of family is what I'm seeing, that being around these family members are causing yourself to be in a place of full surrender, of total exhaustion, and tired of fighting this process of needing to surrender and let go, and being seen to be crying and being seen in a place of your weakest point of what you feel like. But this is your vulnerability kicking in. That's what it is. You're being vulnerable. You're being asked to be open, raw, and real. And it's forcing this opening up. So really what's needing to be done is honoring the inner child. to get past this, honoring where you're at, being able to rest, renew, restore, and replenish. That's an allowing mode that allows you to open up, that allows you to receive, allows you just to breathe and stop holding the breath, and being able to come into a place of appreciation and acceptance of where you are, instead of beating yourself up for where you are because you're in a place of feeling like you're trying to put the square peg in the round hole and you're trying to do things all in your own way. And this energy we're in with this new moon is total alignment of this, and this is what's happening leading up to it, and it's going to continue, it's going to ramp up through the middle of September. And a lot of the clients I'm seeing, they're being forced to surrender through exhaustion into being this open and vulnerable to allow people to see them in these states of what's considered weakness, but it's not being weak at all, as just being open. And that being open allows you to receive. And you're being put in this place because as you are expanding in this and you are getting ready to blossom from that bud into the full bloom, which, by the way, it's more painful to stay constricted. And what you're doing is you're hanging on to the surrender of it opening up, and you're trying to stay contracted, and it's shutting everything off. But you're trying to bloom. You're trying to open up. You're trying to like shine. You're trying to allow things to come in. And to where I was going to go with this, because less is more right now, that we have been conditioned and we have been trained that we're doers. And that if we're not doing something, we're not being validated appropriately, or we're not putting in out enough effort, meaning like we're consider ourselves lazy and nothing's going to get done if we don't get moving, and we don't like being just still and just being in the moment and just being. But this is the lesson you have to surrender to, and it's the fight that's creating the struggle here. So surrender is the key in this. And so another piece of this becoming open to receive is opening our heart. So the heart chakras are being extremely affected in this right now. And there's multiple things happening. I want to share with you the different kind of things that are going on with the heart space. So as we're doing this and we're rebirthing, basically we're resurrecting is the key here. We're coming out as rebirth. In doing that, I write about this in Twin Flame Codebreaker, my book, in more detail. But we're shifting from our lower chakras and letting go of the lower being, and we're shifting into our higher selves and the highest good, which is creating an expanded heart. That means our heart chakra becomes more the root chakra. That's creating more activation of the high heart for more compassion and more basically from the feminine appreciation and highest divine love of compassion coming from our higher selves for all that is. And in this process, it's a real shift. So the heart chakras are really being affected. There's a lot of pain in the heart chakra. And I'll share with you something you can do in a minute to help open that up for yourself. But basically, this pain of the heart feels this sense of ripping it open. And in a way it is, because it's expanding your heart. It's expanding your high heart. That then is affecting a lot of throat chakra, because now as you're making this shift on up, it's and activating this higher consciousness and this compassion. It's about becoming more verbal and like expressing yourself through your heart now and not your head. So it's forcing people to be able to share how they feel more, be able to express more, be able to speak through their heart, from their heart and not their head. And people are also fighting this because it's different, it's new. And what I have been shown over the last couple of years, that this happens. First of all, you have more of what's called a shattered heart that breaks your heart apart, burst it open. You have to dump it out, fill it back up with self-love. As it comes up in self-love, it's creating more of harmony, an harmonized heart, the balance of yourself. And that is producing what what I'm being shown is the golden heart that is then helping you to have saw this vision of this blue sapphire like stones coming out of the heart. Now I got to tell you, at the same time, I saw this first of all 2 years ago and around this time frame. Last year I saw it again, and this year it's coming back around. And like last year when I saw it, I also had somebody that's a viewer here, and thank you, it's a he, by the way, and sent me a message saying, you know, I saw my heart. I mentioned this in another video when this happened, that the heart turned gold, and as it turned gold, it cracked open, and this sapphire blue just started rolling out the heart. Well, he had sent me a message saying that like days after I saw the vision of it, which I saw the year before too. The same token, I'm speaking to my friend Tatiana Hudson that's working on the images for my deck of cards that's going to be coming out soon. And she drew the exact image I saw that I just received in the last week or so. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like exactly the heart in harmony and the golden heart coming back into the oneness of self that we receive whenever we restore the oneness and unity of ourselves, connecting to the inner plane of our being and basically aligning with all that is and restoring oneness with ourselves. And so what I'm seeing, how this relates to relationship harmony with the beloveds, is that I said that the divine masculine and feminine are merging, like it or not, in the 5D and or in the 3D. So I wanted to share with you a couple things I'm noting from the 3D reunions that this is happening with. And one of them is the trust aspect. So what I'm seeing is the divine masculine, and I'm seeing this from the divine feminine that's sharing what their divine masculine is doing and the divine masculine themselves, that the divine feminine is in a place of, if the divine masculine is returning, they don't know if they can trust the beloved. Are they back for real? Are they back to stay? Do I even want to be with you now? Have you really changed? And this is creating a trust issue that's needing to take place for the divine feminine to believe in themselves and believe in this journey and to believe in what needs to happen. In addition to that, I'm seeing the other aspect of that is divine feminines that are in fear of needing to, like the divine masculine is ready, but the divine feminine is fearful of giving up stability and breaking up families, and they're having trouble doing so based on children. And I've also seen divine masculines on the other side. This is happening for the divine masculine with divine feminine clients, where they also have children, and that's one of the reasons that is the block here, because they're afraid of giving up the stability. And so what this new moon that we have here is about, and coming into and healing this feminine side, is saying that we're letting go of carrying the weight for everyone else now, that we don't have to carry another's weight. So the divine feminine in that trust is saying, I don't know that I can rely upon my divine masculine. I got to find in me the power to trust me, really. Then in addition to that, it's coming down to even a trust that even down to children in these family things that are needing to potentially shift in order to get in alignment with beloveds, that you have to realize that your children, we choose our parents for a reason. And so the children, that everything is okay, and that they've also are getting lessons, and that you don't have to carry these lessons for people. We're carrying lessons for the divine, some of the divine feminine are carrying the lessons, and divine masculine too, okay? They're carrying the lessons for other people, and in this energy of being forced, what's being forced to put upon people, to force them to let go and surrender, saying, don't have to carry your and your and your and your. And it could even be your family, your fathers, your mothers. I don't have to carry your energy anymore. I don't have to carry your load anymore. I've been protecting you like all this time and being fearful that like if I make certain choices that you're going to suffer the consequences. And we're trading freedom for fear here. And so this energy that we're in at this timeline and being forced to go within deeper within self and expanding the heart and being able to love more from the higher self and recreate yourself in the resurrection of your new being and being able to force you to surrender in a place of resting because you have no more to fight is the resistance that you're in that's fighting all of this from shifting and allowing it to unfold as the flower would unfold. This is the constriction that I'm saying, that you're constricting. But we have to open up to allow the love, the abundance, the pleasure to come into our lives in the way that we've signed up to experience. And, you know, basically, one of the things I have to tell you that when it comes down to the divine, this is coming from the divine. So when I've had these incidences come where clients have said they feel like they have to choose, or they feel like they have to make choices or decisions in this, the key to know is that why do you have to choose? Why can't you have your cake and eat it too? Because you signed up to experience and create your own reality. You're the only one giving away your power to the other people that's saying you have to make a decision or you have to choose. And that's blocking you from receiving your greatest good and being open and willing to accept the pieces that people are trying to give you, either monetary, in love, in situations. Because I can tell you, these divine masculine are waking up, they're coming in, they're being the man, they're supporting the divine feminine, and now it's the divine feminine that's having trouble making decisions and trusting the process, and they're blocking the receptivity of receiving the divine masculine from coming in. But know that in that process of doing that, the divine masculine, the feedback I'm getting from the feminine and from the divine masculine is that they can see what the divine feminine is learning, and they know now that that is their lesson, and they're there to support them from a space of allowing the divine feminine to align with themselves. And see, can you see where, like, the divine masculine in this role is coming in as the man trying to support the divine feminine from a space of like giving them freedom or being there for them or wanting to basically reunite in some ways. But knowing that the divine feminine is still hanging on to the masculine ways and has not shifted into the goddesses, the goddess energy, has not been open enough to receive that masculine role to come in yet. And this is also happening in a space, if you created space for someone to come in and help you and to create stability and freedom for you. So, you know, in this energy, there's some specific guides and angels I'd really recommend you work with that's coming through right now. And that is Archangel Raphael is coming in to help heal, restore the soul from all of the past negative karma that's still kind of filtering through our system that we're releasing. So Raphael is really coming in to help with that, because we're needing to speak from our heart and get into alignment with mission, and also restore our voice with our families and our beloveds, and to create communication with these relationships and create more harmony with these relationships. Archangel Gabriel is coming in strongly right now. And also Raguel. I've seen Raguel doesn't come in much until this last week, came in several sessions. And Raguel deals with relationship harmony and to say, let go and let God, and let us help you, assist you in the relationship harmony of what you're trying to align with here. Kuan Yin has been coming in with compassion and this high heart shift and nurturing the inner child and restoring your own divine love and creating the own divine mother within for healing this inner child, for not sabotaging yourself, for being in this position to keep beating yourself up because you feel so bad about going in circles. You're really not going in circles as much as you are as going deeper. And this is creating more of your expansion and expression that's coming with the 999 Virgo moon. That's helping to restore the feminine energy as we go forward, to be open to receive love, to just learn to breathe, allow, experience, sensual, sexual, and to be in it from a place of fun and love and lightness and airy energy. I want to make sure I share with you now how you can keep your heart open. I've done this before and I've mentioned it, but it's very important. You can take a towel and roll it up longwise, or you can get like one of those pool noodles and cut a piece that fits from the base of your spine down below your shoulder blades. And you can lay it longwise on your back with your knees bent, arms and chest open, and just breathing into that, opening the cavity of the heart and opening the heart chakra. You can use moist, warm towel on top of some rose oil. You can use rose quartz. I've been seeing a lot come through of the moss agate this week to share with people because I started working with it and it just seemed like it kept coming through. And in addition to this, Kuan Yin came through with a message that says, enter the Jade Temple. And what this says is it says Kuan Yin in her temple of peaceful jade causes all conflict to be elevated to higher peaceful resolutions. A resolution of healing of any situation that is concerning you is already underway. It's the root system being done. You are being asked to begin to feel the relief of that resolution now, so you can be more readily available and just melt into the divine solution and the blessings of peace that are given and bestowed by beloved Kuan Yin. So this energy is really coming in through what we've been going through and shifting into this feminine empowerment of expression and expansion is on time. And I want you to be kinder to yourself during it. I want you to realize that if you're crying and you're having a lot of release work, it's tapping into your vulnerable side. If you're needing to face people at what feels like your weakest moment, just know it's your vulnerable side. So you continue to heal and nurture that inner child as you give birth to the new you and celebrate a death of your old self. So you can celebrate your new life. And that with the arms of Isis and the empowerment, you can spread your wings to fly. In staying consistently stable in the aspect of knowing you can have stability and you can have freedom, and if the wind is below your wings and you are not going to crash, you are going to soar because you have a child of the Most High God that came here to experience all that is, and you have chose this. So it's time to rise up. It's time to soar and believe. Believe in yourself. Believe in all that you came here to do, be, and have. And stop shutting it off. Stop constricting. Stop fighting it. Just stop and open. Be open aloud. Have your cake, eat it too, and experience all that is as you soar on home. Okay? All right, make sure you check out all the ways you can glow forward with me. And may you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.